Hey there, nerds. Just to differentiate, this is full of spoilers. Do not watch this if you don't want to be spoiled. I'm telling you right now, this whole video is going to be spoilers for The Last Jedi. I'm not joking. Turn away if you don't want the movie spoiled. If you're one of those guys that doesn't care or you just want inside information, then I am going to present it. So, right off the bat, Luke dies. Now, right after the bat of the film, I'm telling you right off the bat now, Luke dies in the film. Now, I've talked about it with a couple buddies who already knew this, and I'm a believer that Qui-Gon Jinn plays a big role in this, in that he was trying to tell the Jedi Council that we need to train more and differently, and this is the way it's going to start, where we saw Yoda, we saw Obi-Wan, and they became ghosts, more powerful than you can ever imagine. I think we're seeing Luke sort of realize his potential and becoming the most powerful Jedi ever by dying. So I don't think he's gone, but that happened, and not knowing where the film is going, it really is, man, you just killed off the Skywalker. And we know in real life, Carrie Fisher passed away, so I don't know how you're going to do Leia, but you killed off Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's hard. Very hard. I'm curious where they're going to go with that. Now, in the movie, Luke was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought they wasted him a little on the front end, but I think that was with a purpose, and I thought that was great. I do think it added to the length of the time of the movie, which I'm not sure was necessary. And it's not that it was Luke's story that was adding to the length of the movie, which wasn't necessary. It was they would intercut these side stories, which I did not think was necessary, and I'm not sure it furthered the story. Case in point, Finn. I like Finn. I think he's a great character. I thought his comedy in the first one was great. I think he's a great action star. I think there were, and by action star I mean John Boyega, but I think there were points where Finn, the character, was undeveloped, and in some of the books I've read, it says that he is, you know, this soldier that was trained, taken from his parents, and he was one of the elite soldiers in his squad. But then in the movies, all we hear is, oh yeah, he worked in the garbage department, he was sweeping floors, and we really don't get that sense of him being the soldier. Case in point, at the end of The Force Awakens, why was he able to wield a lightsaber at all? Well, going from the garbage man side, you're not, but going from the soldier side, okay, yeah, he was hand-to-hand combat, no big deal. So those things, I don't understand what is going on in the Star Wars universe as far as Finn's development. And this story doesn't really help, to be honest. They introduce a cool new character, but at the same time, their stories, I don't know where they're going, and I don't know why that adds to the overall film. And that takes us to Benicio del Toro, who I completely forgot was in the film, and here he comes in as a hacker. It's a cool character, but really unnecessary. And even the way they get there, it was like, to steal George Lucas thing, a fake MacGuffin, and it was like, okay, well, this makes no sense. I did not dig it, and maybe I'm missing something. That's why I'm really excited to see it again, so I can try and piece these things together. But I did not think his character was necessary, and if you're making me wait for a third film, okay, but you kind of took away from this film by making me wait to find out what the hell the point of that was for the third film. And I'm not talking about a continuation of a storyline that we can't wait to see. I'm talking about a storyline that was completed in this film, but you have potential to add to that character in the next film. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Laura Dern was an interesting addition. I really dug her character. I liked how she rose up in the place of Leia, and I wanted more. And then she dies, and she dies spectacularly, but she dies. So I was thinking, why did we introduce a whole new character to do that? And yeah, I'm not sure, because I want to see more from her. And being that she was sort of a younger character, I don't know if they were trying to get in our mind the old switcheroo that, well, with Carrie Fisher passing away, this character's going to take over. Oh, no, faked ya. Which I did get the sense a couple times that happened in this, that we're going to play this game with your mind, and it has nothing to do with actual story events in Star Wars, but it has to do with what happens in the real world and how we're going to mess with you. And that was like, well, why don't you self-contain everything in the Star Wars universe? You don't need to play this old tricky game. And there was one major thing that happened, which I don't understand how. And it was a nice scene where Kylo Ren, you've seen it in the commercials where he's coming in, he's about to shoot, and they cut to Leia and she's kind of sensing it, and he doesn't shoot, and it's cool. But then two of his Ghost Riders shoot at Leia, and the ship blows up, just the cockpit, and she and everybody else, Akbar and everybody, spill out, and she's dead, and they show her just kind of floating in space. And then I guess she uses the Force to propel herself back into the ship, and she's in a coma, but she's back to healing and safe. At no point do I feel like they've provided us with evidence that Leia can do that. Like, I know she's Force sensitive at this point. I don't think she's Force trained at all. And this is where I get a little flustered, because the books with the old extended universe, which is no longer canon, she was practicing at least and working on it, but she wasn't really developing like Luke had, meaning she hadn't given it enough time because she was still doing diplomacy. But I don't believe in the movies or the current canon she's really done anything with the Force. So is that just natural ability? Which then opens questions to, oh, so Rey isn't terribly special. She just happened to pick up a lightsaber and go one-on-one with Kylo Ren, whereas I've been defending it that, no, she's super special and Kylo Ren was severely injured. So anybody who's got any sense of the Force can just tap into it and do amazing things that are not really possible. And I really had a problem with that. I don't understand. So I get the sense that Disney is almost rewriting the rules to some of these laws that we have come to know from the first movies, meaning A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and now they're just sort of rewriting some of these in a way that, wait, the physics we know from the original Star Wars are different now, and I don't understand that. Now, I grant you, I am being super nerd, I get that, but at the end of the day, it bothered me and it stuck out, and I just think it took this movie down a notch. I think a lot of the things that happened in Rogue One were fabulous, and it actually tied up loose ends, going all the way back to A New Hope, and even a little bit of the prequels. But this one, it really didn't answer questions. Rey goes into her cave a la Luke on Dagobah, and she just sees infinite versions of herself. And who are your parents? And she gets no answer, which later Kylo Ren then gives her the information that she's always known, that they were just poor people that sold her off on Jakku. And it's like, really? That's your answer? All this speculation on who Rey's parents are, and that's your answer? It's so much so that I don't necessarily believe that's the truth. Now, if that is the final truth, then it's like, oh, that was so disappointing. Granted, I will give you that I don't know any answer would be completely satisfactory, but it's like, really? That's it? That's the history of Rey? That's lame. So these things really stuck out. On the flip side, like I said, Laura Dern's death was fantastic. I can't imagine a better, more heroic way to go out. Her sort of treacherous, actually it was Poe Dameron's treacherous behavior towards her and the rebellion was fantastic, and how that actually played out and where that went was, oh, great. Really enjoyed that. Luke coming back and his sort of final battle scene was fantastic. Kylo Ren and Rey getting together to fight with each other, meaning they were on the same team, was fantastic. I did not see that coming, but the end of the day, Mark Hamill said it best. I did not see Star Wars going this way. And he even has a side story that he kind of wished Disney would have listened to more of George Lucas's input in his outlines on the last three. There's a reason why we didn't see Star Wars going this way. And I'm not sure it should have gone this way. But overall, it was a Star Wars movie. I'm very curious to see how J.J. Abrams finishes this trilogy. I'm very curious to see what Rian Johnson's going to do with his own trilogy. I'll be honest, after watching this film, I don't know why Disney felt like, here you go, here's another trilogy. We thought you did great. It's like, well, I thought you did a Star Wars movie and I was entertained, but I'm not sure I would have given you 3 more movies. So, I want to know, after you guys see it, or just put in the comments below, if you haven't seen it, you just really love being spoiled on things. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm wrong. And I completely forgot to mention the little green guy. Yoda's back. And it was awesome. Which ties back to why I think Qui-Gon plays such a big role in this movie, without actually being in it. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It was a good movie, but I think it's the weakest of the newest ones. I may change my mind after I see it again and get more feedback, more information. And as I said, my expectations are always high for Star Wars movies. So once I see it again without those high expectations and get more feedback and more input. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Star Wars: The Last Jedi.